Hi Year 4, it's me, Mrs. Lancaster, this week to share all your home learning with you at home. We've put lots of exciting things together for you this week, so hopefully you'll be able to dip in and out and choose what you would like to do. So, without further ado, let's get into the home learning. Oh, before I do that, I just wanted to say that I am missing you all lots and lots and lots. I'm missing your cheery hellos in the morning in the corridor. So I've got my fingers crossed nice and tightly that we are soon back in school. Okay, so let's get on with finding out what fun activities you've got this week. So, as always, what we need to do is we need to go into the Year 4 home learning on the Google Drive, and you'll see that week 8 is already there for you. So we're going to double click in there. Again, this is very familiar to you all now. We've got all our tabs with all our different subjects. So this week we've got some English, we've got some maths, we've got geography from Miss O'Donnell. She's set another video up for you on the YouTube channel to explain what your activity is there. We've got a bit of science, and as always, we've got some reading comprehensions. I'll leave the English till last because that takes a little bit more explaining. So we'll just click on and have a look in geography. Now, I know that your task this week is all about rivers of the world. I know there's a PowerPoint for you to watch, and then Miss O'Donnell, as I said, has done another clip for you to watch, and she will explain what she needs you to do for that task. I know you had great fun doing rivers of the UK last week, so that's going to be really good. Maybe you'll get to use Google Maps again, who knows. So with maths, you're experts on this now. So we've got the White Rose maths, so all the lessons are in there. And as usual, you go to the White Rose website to get the videos for each day. Now, maths this week is a little bit of a recap. So day 1 on Monday, there's a little bit of thinking about multiplication and division and some problems, and then it moves on to some learning that we've already done in Year 4. It moves on to perimeter and area, so it's a really good opportunity to retrieve all that information that we did earlier in the year and to apply it and see if you can still work out the perimeter of an object. So the perimeter, remember, is the shape all the way around the outside. And also it's a good opportunity for you to think about the area, the space inside a shape, and how we work that out. Okay, you might need to use your times table facts for some of this, so that's why they're important. So those are your maths activities with the White Rose. Also put in the maths activity folder. I know that you really loved doing the Million maths, so this week I've got a superheroes maths channel. And there are some questions here for you to answer like before. So you can find out the value of your own superhero name. But to be able to do that, you need this document here, which tells you what your superhero name is. Now, I've noticed that I've made a mistake. And when I was working out mine and Miss O'Donnell's and Mrs. Parker's and Mr. Penfold's name, I did the first initial of your first name and the first initial of your last name. But actually, it's the last letter of your last name. So make sure you do your superhero names correctly. Okay, the other activity is, can you make 200? So this is a bit more of a problem for you to solve. And again, there's lots of different ways to do this. So you have got to make 200. You have got all these digits here, okay, and it says choose 4 of these. Each one must be different. Put 1 digit in each box. So there's an example for you here to show how this totals 100. So they've used the digits 1, 2, 4 and 7. And reading across the screen horizontally, we've got the 2-digit number 12 and we've got the 2-digit number 47. And vertically, we've got the 2-digit number 14 and the 2-digit number 27. And then what they've done is they've added all those 4 2-digit numbers together to create 100. But your challenge is not to create 100. Your challenge is to create 200. How many different ways can you do that? And the other part of the problem is the falling origami paper. Now, there's 8 origami papers that fell on the floor, and your job is to work out the order in which they landed. Be interested to see what some of you come up with there. So that's your maths activities. Okay, as always, we've got SPAG. So we've got a SPAG map for you here to do. Remember to choose the level that you think is best for you. we've got your word activity mats, and I know lots of you have been using this to practice your kinetic letter handwriting, so well done if you've been doing that. That's brilliant. There's also a little code breaker activity if you wanted to do a bit more practicing. So it could be that you choose your 8 words off the year 3 and year 4 spelling mat, and then you put your spelling words in there and you work out the code for each of your words. So that's just a little bit of a fun activity there for you with spelling. Okay, so science. So for science this week, we're going to carry on our topic of living things, and I'm not going to talk too much about it, because if you go into this section here, there's a PowerPoint presentation, a PowerPoint kind of lesson, and you'll see me in the corner, and what you have to do is you have to click on me to get me to speak, and then I'm going to tell you all the different things that you have to do for each of the slides. Okay, so I'm just going to leave science there. You should be able to work that one out for yourself, but it's great fun and it's a really cool game to play. So reading comprehensions, they look a little bit different this week. Okay, so you've still got 2. You've got a non-fiction text, which is this one here, Fuel Up, and over here you've got a poem. So for this one, you're going to need to open this document here, and this gives you all of the text and all of the questions as you work through. Okay, so everything you need is there. It looks a little bit different to the Twinkle ones that you've been doing. Okay, but that's okay. It's just a different format, and you should be able to answer those questions really well. The other one is a poem. So what you need to do is you need to open the reading booklet, and there you'll find your poem, which is called The Star, and that's by Sarah Teasdale. So you need to have that. You're going to need to read it twice. Okay, and then keep it open, or if you were able to print it out, then do. Remember, you don't have to. There's no expectation that you print all these things out. And then to find your questions and for where you would write your answers if you're printing it out, you need the answer booklet. Okay, so you need to click into there, and then as you go down, you can see question 1, what time of day is it in the poem, and there's a space for you to write your answer. Right, so that's reading. So the thing left to talk about is English this week. Now, English this week, I'm going to ask you to write an explanation text. Okay, now we've written these before in year 4. We wrote one at the start of the year on hurricane safety and how to stay safe in hurricanes. We're trying to help Miss Crick's brother as he'd moved to Florida. And then a little bit later on in the year, we wrote an explanation text about how to train and look after a pet dragon. So you've had practice at this already, so hopefully this is going to be really good fun for you. But you know that before you write an explanation text, you have to become an expert in the subject, and you're going to need to research and learn about the subject that you're going to write about. And the explanation text that I want you to write this week is all about how bees make honey. Okay, so to help you become an expert, obviously you've got to do a little bit of research. There are some YouTube clips here. This lady here is a beekeeper. So there are some interesting clips for you to watch. I would say while you're watching them, make some notes, and you can make a list of technical vocabulary that you're going to need to show that you're an expert. There's a DK Find Out website here where you can find out some more information. And this one here is a book called The Honeymakers, and there's a lady reading the story of the Honeymakers, which you might get some more information there. Okay, so once you've done all your research and you've made your notes, think about planning it. You know that an explanation text needs a title, and you know that you're going to need some subheadings to break up your writing into paragraphs. Okay, remember that you are walking your reader through your writing. Okay, you're explaining the process of how bees make honey. So it's got to be in chronological order. You can't start at the end. You can't start, then we put the honey on our toast. That would be wrong. Okay, so you're going to need some adverbs of time. You're going to need some time words. You might also need some causal conjunctions to explain why something happens. Okay, don't forget those adverbial starters with the correct punctuation. Be lovely to see a diagram with some labels included, and maybe a fascinating fact in a text box or a rhetorical question. Remember though, because you're an expert, you can't use any informal language, so it's got to be formal. So no contractions, and write in the present tense. Okay, there are some cause and effect adverbials there if you need them to help you. So I'll be looking forward to seeing what you're going to produce for your honeybees. Really looking forward to that. Remember that at the end of each week that we put together a celebration assembly PowerPoint. So I'm really looking forward to looking at all the emails that you send in this week with all your fantastic learning on, so that I can gather all your brilliant work together and celebrate it with you on the YouTube channel. So you need to look out for that. Remember, Miss O'Donnell's going to talk to you about geography, so check out her geography YouTube clip as well. Have fun, stay safe, don't eat too many ice creams, it is quite warm, and hopefully, keep those fingers crossed, we'll be back in school soon. Take care, see you soon, bye!